Hi, this is Mimi Foster with Falcon Property Solutions. I received a call this week from an out-of-state owner who had recently evicted a disgruntled tenant who hadn't paid rent for many months, and the owner was interested in possibly selling. The home is in the Broadmoor Bluffs area of Colorado Springs, but I was discouraged as I surveyed the neglect not only in the yard, but also in the wood rot in all of the window frames. But in decades of being a real estate agent and a landlord, nothing could have prepared me for what I was about to encounter. This is a story about a tenant from hell and every landlord's nightmare. Put on your face mask and let's go inside and see what kind of damage an angry tenant can do. The first thing you notice when you walk in is not the destruction, but the overwhelming smell as you open the front door. There was human and animal feces left in the living room to greet you as you walk in. I felt like I'd stepped into the twilight zone as I looked around and couldn't find a visible surface that hadn't been spray painted with vulgarities. In addition to the spray paint, the carpets were saturated with urine throughout the house, and it's my understanding that the tenant had a menagerie of animals. After she got done with her spray paint, she took a big hammer and damaged most of the walls. The owner moved out of state over a decade ago. It appears the property manager hasn't even set foot in the property in at least that long. The person on the lease isn't the person who's been living there. Nobody knows what happened to the original lessee, but it's believed that she died and then a relative moved in. And it's the relative who moved in that did all of this damage after she'd been evicted. She spray painted all of the appliances, the sink, the cupboards, the countertops, the pantry. She also took the stove and dishwasher, but that's probably pretty insignificant under the circumstances. It's my understanding she had cats, but tragically, when she moved out, she left 2 of them in the bathroom. It appears as though they've been there for quite some time. The stories from the neighbors and the owner are endless. The nightmare tenant contracted to have a new roof put on. She told the roofing company that she was the owner. The first time the owner heard of it was when the roofer started demanding payment. In addition to everything else, they did a horrible job on the installation of the roof. When the tenant took possession, the house was pristine. It was all painted white and absolutely spotless. So here's part of what's making me really angry about this. The property manager told the owner that the tenant filed a motion asking to be allowed back into the house to get her things after she had been evicted. The property manager said that request was granted and she was allowed in. But here's the rub. If you actually do a sheriff's eviction, all of her stuff would have been outside, and not only would nothing be left inside, but the courts would never have allowed her back in. From all accounts, this lady was crazy as a bedbug. The neighbors said they danced a jig when this nightmare tenant, who had been a thorn in their side for years, moved out. This room was really creepy. The plastic bins there were full of animal feces. I don't have any idea what she kept in there. And the freezer was full of meat and has had no electricity to it for months. The neighbors said that it took months for her to move out, which also leads me to believe that there's something fishy about the property manager's accounting. Something smells stronger than the odor in this house, and I intend to pursue it. All of this damage was done after the tenant had been evicted. One of the morals of this story is to hire a property management company that's credible. I'm going after one that's not. It looks like she ran out of spray paint, since this is the only room in the house she didn't touch. If I ever get resolution to any of this, I'll do a follow-up video and let you know how it turned out. Thanks for watching.